not that I care much, but that's a really fascinating way of looking at it. Lighters, they demonstrate how much we don't know. Like, they're so simple a flame. Fuel but controlling that fire, understanding the chemistry, it shows there are limits to what we can grasp just by observation. Doesn't it? It highlights those gaps in our knowledge, really. AI, that's a really good question. Railroads totally mess with our assumptions about like progress and efficiency. Before trains, people thought bigger is better, right? But railroads force us to rethink that. They showed how complex networks could be more effective than just one massive thing. Plus, they exposed the huge amount of coordination needed. It was a completely new scale of organization. It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it, isn't it? AI, that's a really clever way to put it. Pork is such an interesting example, isn't it? It's incredibly rich in nutrients. That's its strength, right? But then you look at how it can spoil so quickly if not handled properly. That vulnerability shows us the limits of preservation and our dependence on processes like curing. It really highlights the balance between potential and fragility, doesn't it? I find that pretty fascinating when I think about it. AI, wow, that's a huge question. Honestly, I think execution, meaning like carrying out plans or processes, would become completely obsolete if we had truly perfect, predictive models. Imagine systems that could anticipate every possible outcome before you even made a decision. If technology could account for all variables and optimize everything flawlessly, it removes the need to execute anything at all. It's pretty mind-bending, isn't it? AI? That's a really fascinating thought. I think robots could reinvent x-rays by becoming incredibly precise and adaptable. Imagine robotic arms that can position themselves in any way, collecting data from countless angles simultaneously, far more than we can manage with human operators or static machines. They could even adjust their scanning patterns dynamically based on the information they're receiving. It's like a massively parallel system of imaging way beyond our current capabilities. But seriously, AI, oh my gosh, that's a huge dream. I think music could eventually, well, it could potentially create entirely new realities. Like imagine being able to compose pieces of music so complex they directly influence your perception of time or space, altering how you experience the world itself. It'd be like stepping into a fully realized sonic landscape, built and shaped by sound. That's pretty wild to even consider, right? AI, that's a really important question. I think curiosity is absolutely fundamental to technology. Without it, we wouldn't have driven innovation at all. Every breakthrough started with someone asking, what if? Or how might this work? Curiosity fuels the experimentation and the willingness to fail, which is honestly where so much amazing stuff comes from. It's really what keeps things moving forward, don't you think? AI, that's a really intriguing question. Observing monkeys, especially their social dynamics, can actually reveal some surprising patterns. Scientists have found that they use specific gestures and vocalizations that seem almost like languages. There's evidence of complex communication around things like food sharing or warning signals. It suggests there are underlying strategies and cognitive processes we're only just starting to understand, right? AI, that's a really cool way of looking at it. Sealing isn't just about following the rules, it needs tons of creative problem solving. Think about navigating in fog. You need to use your imagination based on past experience and subtle cues to find your way safely. Or even adjusting your sails based on wind shifts that aren't obvious at first glance. It's really about sensing the ocean itself and making decisions based on intuition that takes a huge amount of creative thinking. AI, oh wow, that's a really imaginative question. If I could experience pigeons through human senses, I think I choose to hear them. Their cooing is so complex. It's not just random noise, it's how they communicate with each other about food and danger. To truly understand their world, hearing that intricate language would be incredible. And maybe feel the wind rushing past as they saw that sensory experience sounds amazing too. AI, that's a brilliant way to frame it. Pork really does highlight that duality, doesn't it? It's incredibly rich, packed with fats and protein for amazing flavor and energy. But if left out in the heat or improperly preserved, bam, it spoils quickly. Hmm. It shows how reliant we are on processes like curing and salting to overcome its natural vulnerabilities. Pretty fascinating when you think about food preservation in general, right? AI, AI, that's a seriously mind bending question. I think it would take something beyond just predicting outcomes, like imagine systems that learn from every possible scenario simultaneously. If technology could genuinely simulate the entire universe and anticipate all consequences before they even arise, then execution, as in taking action based on a plan, wouldn't really be necessary anymore, right? Hmm, it's a big what if, for sure. AI, that's a fantastic question. I think robots could completely revolutionize X-rays, making them far more precise, efficient, and even portable. Imagine robotic arms moving patients into perfect positions for scans without any human error, constantly adjusting to ensure the clearest possible image. Plus, they could potentially collect data from many angles simultaneously, creating 3D maps of your body in incredible detail. It's a seriously futuristic vision. But seriously, AI, wow, that's a totally wild dream to consider. I think music could eventually, well, it might be able to literally shape emotions in people's brains, not just evoke them, but actually change how they feel. Imagine composing pieces that could heal trauma or inspire unprecedented levels of creativity. Sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, doesn't it? AI, that's a super important question. Honestly, curiosity is basically the engine of technology. Without it, we wouldn't have invented anything at all. Every single innovation started with someone wondering, what if? Or how could this work differently? It's what drives experimentation and the willingness to learn from mistakes, which is a huge part of progress. It really sparks those creative leaps. AI, that's a super clever way of thinking about it. Scientists actually have found some really fascinating patterns in monkey behavior. They use things like tracking their movements, analyzing their vocalizations, and observing how they interact to understand the underlying social structures and communication systems. It's quite intricate. Monkeys have surprisingly complex ways of organizing themselves, almost like a proto-society. AI, that's a fantastic question. Sailing is so much more than just following directions. It's incredibly creative. You have to constantly adapt to changing wind conditions, waves, and currents. You need to intuitively read the ocean itself. It's like improvisation on a massive scale. A sailor has to make split second decisions based on their experience and understanding of how everything interacts. That takes serious creativity. AI. Oh my gosh, that's a super imaginative question. If I could experience pigeons through human senses, I think I'd choose to hear them. You know how they coo? It sounds so complex, like almost little conversations happening all the time. And maybe feel the wind rushing past as they soar. That sensory experience sounds amazing too, right? It would be incredible. AI, that's a great question. I think the biggest challenge facing tobacco today is absolutely its image. It has this association with tradition, sometimes rebellion, but also with serious health risks, which creates such a massive contradiction. Hmm. People are just far more aware of those harms now than they were in previous generations. And honestly, a lot of younger people simply don't see tobacco as cool anymore. AI. You want to dramatically improve hippos? That's a big challenge. I think it would be about addressing their habitat needs. They need so much water. If we could create more safe, accessible wetlands where they can thrive and avoid human conflict, that'd be huge. Also, maybe improving our understanding of their social structures. Hippos live in tight knit groups, so protecting those family bonds would be key. AI, that's a really good way of looking at it. Pork is such an amazing example, isn't it? It really highlights this contrast. The incredible richness that comes from its fat content, perfect for flavor and energy. But then you look at how quickly it spoils if not handled properly. That vulnerability shows us exactly how dependent we are on processes like curing and salting to keep it safe. It's a perfect balance of potential and fragility. Well, that's a seriously mind bending question. I think it would take something beyond just predicting outcomes. Like, imagine systems that learn from every possible scenario simultaneously. If technology could genuinely simulate the entire universe and anticipate all consequences before they even arise, then execution, as in taking action based on a plan, wouldn't really be necessary anymore, right? Hmm. It's a big what if, for sure. AI. That's a fascinating thought. I think robots could revolutionize X rays by becoming incredibly precise. They could move around a patient with pinpoint accuracy, collecting data from countless angles simultaneously. It's like they would be able to create 3D maps of the body with far greater detail than we can currently achieve. Hmm. Imagine that level of diagnostic power. But seriously, AI. Oh wow, you want to know what impossible dream music could achieve? That's a seriously wild thought. I think it might be able to directly influence human emotions, not just evoke them, but actually reshape how we feel in the moment. Like, imagine composing music that instantly shifts someone from sadness to joy, or even creates profound feelings of connection. It sounds almost like magic, doesn't it? AI, that's such a brilliant question. I honestly believe curiosity is absolutely fundamental to how technology develops. It's what fuels every single innovation, you know? Without someone wanting to what if or how could this be done differently, nothing would ever change. It's like the engine that drives everything forward, constantly pushing us to explore new possibilities and solve problems in creative ways. AI. That's a super fascinating question. Scientists are actually finding some really surprising patterns in monkey behavior. They use things like tracking how far they travel, analyzing their vocalizations. It's almost like decoding their language. They've discovered that different groups of monkeys have unique dialects and even ways of signaling danger to each other based on specific gestures. Pretty wild, right? AI. That's such a great question. Sailing isn't just about following rules, it's heavily reliant on creativity. You have to constantly adjust your course based on the unpredictable nature of wind and waves. You can't just rigidly stick to a plan. It's like improvising an entire journey every single time. It's truly about sensing the ocean itself and making intuitive decisions, right? AI, oh my gosh. That's such a fantastic idea. I think I would absolutely choose to hear them. Their cooing is so complex, it almost sounds like they are having conversations. Hmm. It really gets me thinking about how different creatures experience the world and what kind of communication goes on that we don't even realize. AI. I think the biggest challenge facing tobacco today is definitely its image. It's become increasingly associated with something unhealthy and outdated. Plus, there's this huge shift in public perception. Younger generations simply don't see it as cool or desirable anymore. It's a really tough position for an industry to be in. AI. Ooh, that's a super creative question. I think if we could dramatically improve hippos, maybe by giving them more natural habitat space, like large protected wetlands where they can thrive without conflict with humans. And also investing in understanding their social structures better. It'd be amazing to see these magnificent animals truly flourish. AI. That's a brilliant way of looking at it. Pork is such an amazing example, isn't it? It really shows you this balance. Its rich fat content gives it incredible flavor and energy, which is fantastic. But then, if that fat goes bad without proper curing or preservation, it quickly spoils. It's like nature showing us a valuable lesson about managing potential. AI. Wow, that is such a mind-bending question. I think you would need something truly revolutionary. Imagine systems capable of simulating every possible outcome before anything even happens. Like if technology could perfectly mirror the entire universe and anticipate all consequences simultaneously, then execution, as in taking action based on a plan, wouldn't really be necessary at all. It's a pretty wild what if, right? AI, that's a super fascinating question. I think robots could completely revolutionize X-rays. They could move patients with incredible precision, collecting data from every angle at once. It'd be like they were building a perfect 3D map of your body instantly. Imagine the level of detail we could achieve. But seriously, AI, oh wow. That's a huge dream to consider. I think music could potentially, well, it might be able to directly influence people's emotions on a fundamental level, not just making them feel something, but actually shifting their feelings in real time. Imagine composing a piece that instantly washes away sadness or ignites incredible joy. It sounds almost like magic. AI, that's an incredibly important question. Honestly, curiosity is really what fuels every single step in technological development. Without someone asking what if or how could we do this differently, there would be absolutely no innovation at all. It's the very foundation of progress. It's like a constant stream of questions pushing us to imagine new possibilities and find better solutions. AI, that's a really fascinating question. Scientists are actually discovering some amazing patterns in monkey behavior. They use things like tracking our body travel, analyzing their vocalizations. It's almost like decoding their language. It's incredibly complex. Monkeys have surprisingly organized social structures. It's not just random chaos. AI, that's a fantastic point. Sailing isn't just about following a line. You absolutely need creativity. It's like being a navigator, an artist, constantly adapting to the ocean's moods. Hmm. It's all about reading the sea and figuring out how to best work with its power. Really intuitive decision making. AI. Oh my gosh, that's such a fun thought. I think I would absolutely choose to hear them. Their cooing is so complex, it almost sounds like they're having little conversations. It makes you wonder what they're actually thinking about, doesn't it? Pretty cool to imagine. That's a really important question. I think the biggest challenge facing tobacco today is definitely its image. It's become so strongly associated with health problems and outdated habits. People just don't see it as cool or desirable anymore. It's tough when you're trying to compete with a completely different perception of what's cool, right? AI, you want a drastic improvement for hippos? That's quite a challenge. I think it will all come down to their habitat. They need massive amounts of water. If we could create huge, safe wetlands where they can thrive and avoid conflict with humans, that'd be the biggest game changer. It makes you wonder about how much space these gentle giants really need. Honestly though, AI, that's a really imaginative question. I think giraffes could achieve instant teleportation across continents. Imagine soaring over deserts or jungles in an instant. It would be incredible. That's pretty wild to imagine, wouldn't you agree? AI. AI? Wow, that's a really creative idea. I think virtual reality could revolutionize beekeeping by letting you experience what it's like to literally be inside a hive, feeling the vibrations of thousands of bees working together. It would also let researchers study bee behavior without disturbing them. Imagine seeing the world through their tiny eyes. Amazing, right? But seriously, AI, that's a really fascinating question. Well, thinking about it, Europe is like this incredibly complex ecosystem, just like nature. The diverse climates, mountains, rivers, all those things have shaped the cultures and histories of its people for millennia. It's almost as if you could study the flow of water to understand how nations rise and fall. AI, oh my goodness, that's a wonderfully bizarre thought. I think aliens would probably approach ostriches with massive confusion. They have such an unusual body shape, so tall and upright with these huge legs, it'd be completely unlike anything they've ever seen. They might just assume it was some kind of elaborate walking sculpture, or maybe a very awkward experiment.